Good morning and hello. I am Karen with Coffee with Karen, and I'm coming to you via Mean Street. Wanted to have a conversation with you regarding Safer School Ohio tip line. I know that Katie and I have mentioned it before, so I kind of just want to dive right in. So, Ohio School Safety Center has this Safer Ohio School tip line. And I happened to find a little article about it in my local district newsletter. And on its surface, it sounds pretty warm and fuzzy, as all of these programs and things do to keep our children safe. But let's look at the social construct or climate and culture from the wheel of death that we talk about that the school district is establishing. And here is your present day red guard. If you're a parent that opposes being cut out of this system of reporting, which is much like the tracking and tracing that the Ohio Department of Health did amid the COVID pandemic, then you were cut out of the loop and you weren't appreciating that, and you became enemy number one because you oppose and criticize this system that they have established for quote unquote your child's safety and security. So I want to alert you to, our students using their supplied computers and devices, and the district can monitor every keystroke. So speaking of student data, everyone should take a look at Senate Bill 29 regarding education records and student data privacy. I want you to take a listen here and then we'll discuss what you heard.
It shifted now to also being about mental health and the caring for each other as we build empathy and as we build a caring. Our students who have been struggling, our guidance counselors hear from their friends who see something on social media. We've taken advantage of some of the state funds for the tip lines and for the apps because kids don't want to call anybody on their phone. They want to send something directly from an app. So as we built those systems, you know where kids are and you build the system so they feel safe supporting each other. And building that community has been huge. We are also incredibly fortunate with our police and fire folks.
So I want to say here that if you heard him say it shifted now to also being about mental health, our students who have been struggling, our guidance counselors hear from their friends who see something on social media. So we're talking about for the greater good in this together, a collectivism mentality. And they aren't calling you the parent, they're calling the quote unquote community partner that Katie and I have talked so much about. They're calling the police, they're calling the Department of Job and Family Services, they're calling the fire department, they're calling the local mental health partner. And in this clip, did you hear anywhere where they contacted the parent or guardian? Did you hear anything about encouraging the child to have a conversation with their parent regarding what it is that they're struggling with? So now I want to draw your attention to the fact that that clip you heard was from a live stream video, January 29th, 2021, from the Ohio Department of Education. And now you can see that this is 11/14/2022, after we've installed all of these counselors to deal with this mental health crisis. So I'll let you take a listen.
Are we confined to staff that is employed on a regular basis as a school counselor, or does this extend to external counselors that might be called in to the mix, or counselors that the school might refer a child to external?
Thank you, Ms. Fessler. So my understanding, these are school counselor standards. So these would be Ohio school counselors. So those specifically employed in the school counselor job is what these standards are set out to define what a school counselor should know and be able to do. So beyond that, could other organizations or vendors or people who work with students around career options, or that is great information to know, but we don't oversee, I don't even know that we oversee the school counselors, but that's what we are working on here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So over a year later, November 14th, 2022, they are finally discussing who is overseeing these counselors tasked with the mental and emotional health and wellness of your students, because they've created this mental health crisis for your children when the conversation about this was happening well over a year prior on January 29th, 2021. So I'm going to let you listen to more of that clip we had previously been listening to.
System so they feel safe supporting each other, and building that community has been huge. We are also incredibly fortunate with our police and fire folks. If we get a notification at 2 a.m. that someone's posting something that has one of their peers concerned, our police will do a well visit to a house at 2 a.m. And they'll go, if we can't get in touch, they'll knock on a door and say, hey, this is what we're hearing. And that sense of community, those relationships, then with the partners at the next level, has just been absolutely tremendous. So I would encourage anyone, just ask. Yeah. It's amazing.
So this equates to socially grooming your children to trust the system, quote unquote, which is ironic because these same people forging these partnerships and creating these tip lines are the same people teaching your children that these partners and systems are inherently and systemically racist or inequitable. And not only that, but they're teaching your children that communication with their parents is a dead end. With the school officials, they know and understand what is best for your child rather than their own parent. So this, friends, perfectly illustrates the idea that schools are indoctrinating our students at the primary education level here in Ohio and across the nation. So I just wanted to bring this to you today to draw your attention to it. Please let us know, give us some feedback. If you like our work, support our efforts. Your support and contributions will enable us to continue to do research and provide great news. Your generous donations will fund our mission. Go to our donate tab on meanstreetoh.com. Thanks for joining me. Stay focused, Ohio.